What's up YouTube, Honeybee here bringing you a new Mortal Kombat 11 patch update video, and in this video we're going to be discussing Jacqui, Briggs, and Frost. So first of all we're going to go over Jacqui and we're just going to go over some of her changes. The first thing to make note of is that her health is now 950 instead of 1000, meaning she does have a 5% health reduction compared to the average character within the game. So Jacqui's back 4, which is her sweep attack, says the block stun has increased by 5 frames. She can also cancel this in her other variation, but we'll go over that when we get there. So her forward 3-1-4 string, it says it now has airborne frames that match the animation. That probably means essentially that if she does this and she gets hit, she'll be in the air. So if I make her whiff this string, for example, see how if I hit her, she's airborne, whereas if I hit her earlier, she's still grounded. So that's what it means, that now she's actually going to be airborne. If she were to like whiff the string and get punished, maybe it won't be as easy to combo her since she's going to be in a juggling state. It says her bionic dash, which is her back forward 2 attack. This one here, it has 1 more active frame, so it's 5 active frames instead of 4, and it recovers 3 frames faster on miss. So there's 30 frames of recovery on it, so I guess it used to be 33 frames, so it recovers slightly quicker now, and it's a little bit more active as it comes at you. So they buffed this move a little bit. She has a buff to her up prototype rocket and amplified up prototype rocket. They had their hit regions adjusted. Actually, I'm not even sure if that's a buff or a nerf, but either way, those aren't tournament moves, so I'm not really going to cover that. It says here that her up grenade launcher amplified had its hit region adjusted. It starts 1 frame faster, recovers 1 frame faster, has increased combo damage scaling, and when hitting an opponent out of the air will cause a lower gravity reaction. So essentially what this means is this move, it's recovering quicker, it's coming out quicker, and it's not making the gravity as high, so it's gonna let her do some combos that she wasn't able to do before. If we have her in the corner, now in the corner, Jacqui can do a combo like this that she wasn't able to do previously, so she gets a little bit more combo potential with her up grenade. She can also combo off of it mid-screen in certain situations, but since I'm not really a Jacqui main, I can't really show that, but she does get a little bit more combo potential now with this move because of these changes that happen to it. As always, I will have a link to the patch notes in the description, so feel free to follow along. Something else that changed, it says Tech Dome now lasts 7 seconds. So let's take a look. Tech Dome is her down 3. It now lasts 7 seconds, down from 10, so it's 3 seconds less duration, but it's active 1 frame faster and recovers 4 frames faster. So this move here, she can now set it up a little bit easier, so this could potentially be used especially in the corner situations. She can probably end combos like a little bit easier with the Tech Dome. For those of you that don't know, Tech Dome also gives her access to a crushing blow. As long as they're inside that bubble, she'll be able to hit them with a back crushing blow for 31%. And since it comes out faster now, it could be useful to use at the end of combos. So she could potentially set up something like that using the Tech Dome. She could also potentially use it mid-screen as well, a little bit more reliably because it comes out faster now. They also fixed a bug that causes the Tech Dome to not provide the benefit to Jacqui for the full duration of the dome if she never leaves it. So just a little bit of a bug fix there. Another change was her Snake Eater combo attack, which is this 2-2-4 attack. It says here that there's a bug allowing her to cancel out of it at a late recovery frame. So before, she could actually, if this move is blocked or on hit, she could actually do a special attack and then will come out at the end, but that was not intended. So now she can no longer do that. She can't, so this is probably going to take away a little bit of her setup potential, because maybe before she could have ended a combo with that in the corner and ended with something on the ground, but now she can't do that anymore. Now those are the only changes that I see that are really affecting her next gen variation. So let's take a look at her first round KO variation. So in the first round KO variation, we'll see that her health is at 950, so she does have a 5% health decrease, which is going to be standard across the board for Jacqui. Her grease kick damage is decreased by 10. So if we take a look at her grease kick, this is actually in both variations, but we'll just cover it now. The damage is decreased by 10, so it does about 1% less, I believe, than it used to. And also the amplified damage is decreased by 10. So she'll get a little bit less damage. So for example, if she does a B&B mid-screen, she'll be getting a little bit less damage than she did previously. Which leads me to take a look at her next talking point, which is the lethal clinch. Spear elbow drop does 10 less damage. So spear elbow drop, which is this, it does a little bit less damage than it used to, by 1%. And her double spear knee hit advantage is now 13, so, which is this one. She has 13 frames of hit advantage. It's really apparent if we're in the corner, but you can also see here, it's only 13 frames of hit advantage when it used to be 50. So before she had all the time in the world to do that and set up for, or do whatever she wanted after. But now she has a little bit less time to Oki the opponent, but she'll still have 13 frames of hit advantage, so it's still a very strong move. But now it means that if you want more hit advantage, you might have to end combos using this instead. Her lethal clinch 1. The other thing that changed is her, so her sweep, she can now cancel this on whiff. I don't know how useful this is, honestly, but they did make that change. Probably because she can cancel like all her other things on whiff. Like this. She can cancel this on whiff. So I guess they just wanted to let her cancel everything on whiff. Those are like the main changes that we're going to see to Jacqui in the corner. So she's just going to get like a little bit less damage now overall. As you can see, she can still get 35% damage for a standard combo in the corner, but I think before she would get maybe like an extra 2 to 3%, something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but she gets a little bit less damage, but it's nothing that significant. I would say she's still a very strong character. The only other change I see here was her arm and leg break damage is now lowered to 100. This is going to do 100 damage now instead of 140. Generally, throws always do 140 damage. So initially, if she were to tech throw, she could do it back to them and do 140 damage. Now it does 100, so she gets 4% less damage that she used to. But those are essentially the changes to Jacqui. She has 5% less health overall. She'll do a little bit less damage, but nothing that significant in my opinion. She still does really good damage. She's going to potentially want to use this move a little bit more now in the corner if she wants some better Oki potential. And she can't combo off of, or she can't special cancel this string anymore. Other than that, nothing too crazy. And she's also going to get less damage from the arm break and leg break if she techs a throw and spends a bar to hit them. So overall, just a little bit of less damage, but the character in general is still going to be very strong. Her bionic dash is a little bit better than it used to be, but overall, I don't think the changes will be that bad for Jacqui. I think she's still going to be a very strong character, and yeah, she's still going to be really good. So let's move on to Frost. Frost had some changes that I think will definitely help her out quite a bit. First one is that her back one is now 11 frames, which was, it used to be 16, so this one, and it recovers 8 frames faster. So it used to be a 16 frame mid, now it's an 11 frame mid with 33 frames of recovery. Used to be like 41 frames of recovery. So they made this move overall a lot better. And this is her best tool, by the way, for like getting combos started. I don't really remember what are like the best cross combos, but you know, something like that. She'll be able to get some pretty solid damage off of like a really good hit confirmable mid now, because also they made her back one 2 recovers 13 frames faster, which is this string here. Freezer burn, it's called. It recovers in 31 frames. Before it was like 44 frames recovery. So they made this recover quicker on whiff. And they also made, where is it? Yeah, the back 1-1. It says it's now a high. Has 5 less frames of block stun, reduced pushback, and had its hit region adjusted. So that may not sound that good, but it's actually a pretty good buff that she got, because what's happening here is if she does this and she whiffs it, it's a high. So the opponent can just, let me control. If she does this, the opponent can duck the last hit and punish her if she were to just whiff this full string. But if she's forced to block it, she will have to block the last hit as well. Whereas before, some characters, I'm not sure if it was every character, but some characters could definitely just duck the last part of the string, but now it's not possible. So they made this string just better to use, and now what this does is it gives Frost a hit confirmable mid that's safe on block, because on block it's -7. The worst that can happen to her is she gets punished by a down 1, and that's it. So she can use this like safely now, which is really good. It's much faster, it's hit confirmable, and it's safe on block. So they gave her a really good footsie tool now that she can use for whiff punishing, for just punishing anything in general. It's a really nice buff for Frost, and it's gonna make her a lot better overall as a character. Another thing that changed, chest called down and front kick. So that's down 3. So it seems like it used to be -5 on block, I guess, and now it's -3 on block. So I think it's a little bit better on block than it used to be. It says its hit region is also adjusted. I'm not too sure what that means. I know that it's a really good anti-air. Like, you can definitely use this to get a full combo or whatever. Like, it's a super strong anti-air. When it says hit region adjusted, like, it changes somehow, but I'm not 100% sure like what it means exactly. It might be just better or not, I don't know. But it seems like the move is still a very strong move. It's a great anti-air move, so definitely want to use that for anti-air purposes. It says here a micro burst, which is her down back 4. Microburst recovers 2 frames faster and recovers significantly faster if the second attack misses. Sometimes what would happen is maybe you would do something like that. It won't connect. So it looks like if the second attack misses, like there, from like certain ranges, she recovered a lot faster there because the second part whiffed. Before it would take longer. So now she might like be a little bit safer if something like that were to happen. But you should be able to hit them anyways, and you can get a full combo with this. That's not optimal at all, but it's just a little example of a combo that she can do. Glacier Calving says recovers 5 frames faster and shield duration is 2 seconds from 1.5 seconds. So they made her projectile killing move much better, or like better. It recovers 5 frames faster. Normally it was 39 frames, I guess. Now it's 34 frames of recovery. Actually, it says here, which is really weird, is in the frame data in game it says 24 frames of recovery. But either way, it definitely recovers faster. The shield itself lasts a little bit longer as well, so that's pretty nice. It's probably going to just be a more useful move now. The amplified one recovers 1 frame faster, and the shield duration is 3 seconds from 2 seconds. So the shield will last a lot longer. It can pretty much go like 90% of the screen before it wouldn't last as long. So that's a nice little buff. So in this variation, for her Frostbite variation, the Cryogenic Crown, it says it had its hit region adjusted. And I'm pretty sure that means that it'll probably hit a little bit more consistently for like certain setups. Before, like, it would be pretty easy to get out of this thing, especially like you could even jump out of it in certain situations. So it seems like it says that the hit region is Oh, it says increase, not even adjusted. So the hit region is increased, so you can probably use this more reliably in setups. It's not gonna hit from there, but yeah, you can probably use this a little bit more reliably now. So yeah, that's like the only real buff that the Frostbite variation got. That's not the same from the Ice Machine, but the thing is the big thing for Frost that's going to make her a viable character right now is the fact that she has a good mid that's hit confirmable and she can get good damage off of it. Because before that was like a big thing that she was struggling in, was like having that. So now that she has an 11 frame mid that she can hit confirm into a full combo, obviously it's going to be different in this variation. But she can hit confirm into a full combo on hit, and on block she can make herself safe. That's going to be a pretty big deal for Frost. It's going to help her out a lot, and I think it's going to make her definitely a viable character now. At least that's what a lot of the other players that I've seen posting on Twitter and stuff, and they are saying that Frost is actually a good character now. So those are going to be the changes that we're going to cover in this video. Thank you everyone for checking it out. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.